जब मैंने business करना शुरू किया था, like when I actively wanted to become a businessman, तो मुझे लगता था बहुत आसान है. जैसे restaurant, सबसे खराब चीज़ है. It's very difficult.
मुश्किल चीज़ है, खराब.
हाँ मतलब.
I feel like any industry where passionate people enter, you should not go.
You should not go.
Including movie business.
Why?
Yeah.
Nobody who puts money into movies generally makes money. The odds are very low. People will fund a movie for the proximity of popular people. And it's like a funnel of money coming in from outside to inside. It gets burnt and then you have to find a new funnel. Restaurants
But there
are
are
like
people who are making money in movies, so.
rarity.
Exactly. उन्हीं को देख के लोग घुसते हैं. But he's right. Like if an industry is like restaurant is very passion driven, और आप because of the whim of owning a restaurant,
You should enter for the right reasons, is what I feel.
हाँ. What is the right reason?
I mean, I feel like you have to be passionate and all in. You can't think कि ये हाँ कर लेते हैं चल जाएगा.
If your outcome is money, you will statistically do better at the industry where there are least amount of passionate people. The more boring your business, the likelihood of you making money is higher.
So what does your outcome in your head have to be?
If it's money, if your outcome is money, go that way. Don't go into a industry with a million passionate people who are doing it not for money and compete with them.
मेरी podcast सफल हो गया.
Don't swim against the tide generally, you know.
I mean, honestly, it's not like I ever thought earlier of becoming
A restaurateur.
no, an entrepreneur also. I didn't really think, okay, I'll start a brand or I'll start something. It all came from, oh, I really like this. I'm really passionate about skincare. I really want to do this. I'm so interested in it that, okay, let me see if I can create a brand. It was not the other way around, that let me create a brand and now let me find kahan pe, what brand to create. So I feel like for me, I believe that's the way to go and not the other way around.
Skincare again is a very hard industry to crack.
It's cluttered, of course.
Very, very hard.
Yeah.
You're doing quite well though. Right?
Yeah, touch wood. But again, I feel like
Have you been looking for wood from that time? यहाँ पे कहीं नहीं
ये
है.
है.
This is metal.
it's
this
next
is concrete.
to me. I have kept it next to me. Yeah, I have a habit of doing that. Yeah. I get nazar very fast.
If I were to ask you to invest, let's say, 2.5-3 crore रुपए blindly on a business.
How much?
2.5-3 crore blindly on a business, which will fetch you a profit, a definite profit in the next 3 years. What would it be?
Today, energy transition.
Energy?
Transition. Energy, I feel, is moving from fossil to nuclear, renewable. So everything in that. Maybe an electric vehicle company, maybe a battery company, maybe a solar farm, maybe some kind of solar wind combination which gives you 24-hour power. It's such a big thing, energy in the world. Like most wars in our history have been fought over it. I feel like systemically it's changing from fossil to non-fossil. And whenever these transitions happen, it becomes a really large opportunity. Like, I would say anything in that space. And it's not cool, it's not sexy, it's very boring. No passionate people are there. Everybody is there competing over profit. Path of lesser resistance than many other things. You don't even need to create a brand. You need to create an efficient system, product. So I would pick something like that. And the government is on your side. Government has a lot of incentive in pushing you, giving you incentives if you are any part of this chain.
What do you look for before you invest in a company? What parameters you look at financially and interpersonally?
I think people matter a lot. I would say sector
Kitna?
first. At least 30-40%.
Profit-making company या extremely amazing people?
मैं सच बताऊं, like the entire of last year, I had this passion project where I was loving consumption brands which are India first in nature Because I feel like patriotism is a narrative that will increasingly appeal, not just in India, but outside of India. I looked at demographics. I was like, okay, richest community in America, Indians earning $120,000 GDP per capita, all of that. So Indian brands with the Indian story, some kind of patriotism element in that. And I worked with a lot of founders in that space. Many. It could be a scooter maker, it could be a fashion apparel brand, it could be a consumption play, anything. But where we sit today, I think everything is too expensive. I find it very hard to invest into any company in today's ecosystem because multiples and valuations are too pricey for me. I'll wait for something to change and I'll come back in and start working in that space. But today, मैं कुछ नहीं कर रहा हूँ. I have a passion of seeing Indian products kill it abroad. I have an energy transition thesis, all of that. But I can't pay somebody 10, 15 times revenue multiples and enter with a capital gain outcome in mind. I'm not even buying public equity anymore. I'm not even buying stocks. I've just stopped. Yeah, last 1-2 months, I've just...
आपका zone कुछ और है अभी, हाँ?
I've just hit pause. I might build an operating business all over again where it might play in the energy transition theme. I feel like a media business is something I'm flirting with right now. I don't know how it'll play out. There are a couple of new sectors that I like, but will I invest into a company which is valuing themselves as a multiple of revenue today? I won't.
Does that drive you?
Yeah, it does.
Why?
I feel like companies do well not when they grow very fast and they're doing well in a very optimistic environment. Companies do well over the long term who are able to bear the
Sustain.
brunt of a down cycle. And most companies I see today will find it hard to survive a down cycle. Mushkil hai.
Now, reaching a particular point is not that tough, but I think the biggest challenge probably is to keep scaling up
Yeah.
after a certain level.